Microsoft has come out with in the latest version of their online offering, their cloud platform. So we'll go ahead and kick off. So again, today we're going to be talking about Office 365, Microsoft's platform, and specifically how it relates to small business. So a little bit about myself first. My name is Brian Brammeier, CEO of BCS. It's a company that offers all-encompassing technology consulting, support, and solutions to small and mid-sized clients. A little bit about my expertise. I've started in technology by designing and implementing software and hardware systems in labor and delivery for hospitals. I also helped run the Illinois State University Help Desk, as well as I worked for Discover Card on their security engineering team. A little bit about my education. Started out in high school, co-enrolled in some college classes related to security and network design. Graduated from ISU early with 401 my major. Some unique things while I was going through college, published and defended a paper on security, and went to the World Congress of Applied Computing in Las Vegas to present and defend it. So a little bit about my company itself. BCS is a full-service IT solutions and consulting firm. Think outsourced IT. So what we provide is on-demand support, system monitoring, disaster recovery, data backup, data security. We also help out with technical specialized projects. So if it's a one-time thing you need done, or if it's your entire IT department that needs to be assisted, or you want to just outsource your entire IT department, we can help you with all that. We're also a Microsoft Cloud Champions partner, which means we're in the top 1% of Microsoft partners worldwide. Office 365, which we'll be talking about again later on, we've rolled out almost 5,000 seats, again putting us in the top 1% of partners worldwide for rollouts. Our customers are generally smaller businesses and organizations. They rely on us to take care of their infrastructure so they can focus on their core offering. Things like desktops, servers, server applications, phone systems, cloud solutions, helping you guys understand what's coming around the curve so you can better plan your core business. So how can Office 365 elevate your business? Given all these challenges that we have with our own businesses today, what we're really looking for is a technology that fits the needs for our own business. So this slide kind of hits out some of the key items. Work whatever, wherever, whenever. Office 365 helps to maximize productivity. Especially looking at millennials, what they want to be able to achieve is being able to work where they need to, when they need to. And even beyond the millennial population, people need to be able to adapt to a work environment, to be able to reach your customers. A lot of people are using technology like Skype, Skype for Business, which is built into Office 365. People no longer just only do communication through phone. It's email, it's chat, it's webinars, it's all these things. And Office 365 is a platform that you can collaborate not only internally and externally on. So maximizing your impact. Office 365 is a very streamlined product. So it's not a whole bunch of different cobbled together solutions that you have to figure out how they play together. Office 365 gives you one easy to flow platform that can achieve all your objectives. And it's also about not having any sunk costs. So investing in Office 365, you don't have to buy the product and then you're stuck with something that becomes older and older and older. Many people have Microsoft Office 2007 or older, and you look at the year that we're in, that's almost 10 years old. So investing in Office 365, you're always going to have what's current. Office 365 is your complete solution in the cloud. So many people think of Microsoft Office as what we're looking at here. It's the Office desktop applications. It's Office mobile, Office online. But Office 365 is much more than that. It's also business class email. It's online document storage and file sharing. It's meetings. It's social networks for your company. It's the technical support. And it's the financially backed SLA. So it's not just what people traditionally think of as Office. It's the full platform. So what does your business need to be prepared? We're continually solicited. We continually solicit feedback from our customers. Some of the top requests that we receive are about infrastructure and productivity tools listed here today. So zero downtime is a must. If we're going to use Office 365 as our platform, which BCS does, we can't go down. That's one of the things that we must have. So Office 365 for that one has a geodiverse cloud, meaning that it's in multiple locations, and if things go down, Office 365 automatically can heal itself. Who better to maintain Microsoft's Exchange environment than Microsoft engineers? They're the guys that wrote it. We have customers nationwide. We need better tools to stay connected. Need access. We need anywhere and anytime access to files and business tools to serve our customers and stay competitive. So it's a platform that's always on. It's available how you want to work, when you want to work. So Office 365 includes the latest version of all familiar Office applications. So think Word, PowerPoint, Excel, Outlook. And also it becomes kind of a perk. Not only do you get it for your one work PC, but you get to install it on up to 4 other computers. That's 5 total. So as a perk to your employees, you can say, or members, you could say, we're going to offer Office 365 to you, and you must install it on your work PC. But for your wife, your friends, your family, you can give out some of those other licenses. And so it becomes a perk for you to be able to give a value add to your customers, to your clients, to your employees. Office 365 is not just about the desktop. We certainly know that working everywhere is important. So you look at the different types of offerings Office 365 can be loaded on. We have Excel for the PC, and we have PowerPoint for the iPad. So all these different platforms are available no matter how you want to work. You can install it on a Macintosh, on a Windows PC, on a mobile device, on a tablet. They're all made to have a ubiquitous experience so that you can work however you wish to. So there's no use for Office if you can't use it on all your devices. With Office 365, your documents are saved to the cloud by default so that they automatically get backed up. You now have a drive called OneDrive for Business. It allows you to, and this is an example of the web interface, when your documents are saved to the cloud, you can also sync these files to your laptop or mobile devices. So you can still access them even when you're working offline. Think on a plane but don't want to connect to a Wi-Fi. You're traveling in a rural area. You're on a road trip. So because everything is saved to the cloud, when you sign into Office 365, you'll always have the latest version of your documents. So if you're working on something at work, you save it, you run out the door, you forget your laptop there, but you got your home computer, you can still log into the web interface and continue to function as normal. Just showing you some quick finds for the web interface. And same thing, showing you that your documents are still available on other mobile devices. So usually travel with your laptop or tablets, but on the occasion that you run out of battery or you accidentally pour coffee over them, know that you can still get everything you need to run your business from a browser. So that's again back to Office 365 allows you to work wherever or whenever you want. This is an example of the web interface. It very closely mirrors the desktop version of Outlook. So it's got the same folder structure that people are familiar with. It's got the favorites menu. You create the emails. Unread messages and messages that are read are very similarly shown. Search interface is extremely fast, just like the desktop experience. Calendar contacts, your SkyDrive, your username, and then this green button shows you if you're active or non-active. So in here you see Alex and Katie are attached to this meeting invite. That tells you based on their Skype settings, Alex is currently inactive, but Katie is actually available right now for chat. And all these things are still available through the web browser. So access everything you need from a browser again. This is a full version of Microsoft PowerPoint available in a web browser. You can see the web address up here. So you get rich and familiar editing options that are typically available only in desktop applications. Microsoft spent a lot of time figuring out how to build the full application experience natively into a web browser. So with OneDrive, when you save it in the web browser, you can seamlessly transition between desktop or web. Again, work how you want. So web conferences. It's a very easy way for you to, within your organization, communicate. Instead of just picking up the phone, most laptops now have a video camera. So you can have a direct video conference with that person. It could even save on something like international calling. Let's say you have someone who's traveling overseas for some reason, work or vacation, you need to have a call with them. You could fire up Skype for Business and have a free phone conversation with that person without having to worry about international charges. You can see here, these things work from an iPad, they'll work from a Windows phone, they'll work from a Mac, a Windows PC. Again, it doesn't matter what the platform is. Office 365 will work on many different types of devices. This is a new feature that came about recently. This is real-time collaboration. So you can actually see here, Emmett and Katie are working on a document live simultaneously. And you can do this on an iPad. You can do this on a Windows PC through a browser. You can do it from the application. It doesn't matter. All of them work natively. So a great example is you've got a 100-page document you're working on. Maybe you've got some legal document, and it's due the next day. So you have to have a couple different people working on it simultaneously. So right now you might copy and paste and have to splice the document back together. With Office 365, everyone can collaborate literally on the same document, and you can see each other's cursors, which that's these red lines, as they're typing and working on the document. So you say, I could start working on this section, I'll start working on this section, and you'll never have to worry about merging the changes back into each other. Now let's take a look at Office 365 and how it can help you connect with your customers. So Office 365 includes business class email, calendaring, so you can get your own domain working properly natively within Outlook. Each user gets 50 gigabytes of email, which is, if you're not familiar, that's an incredible amount of storage, built in with spam and malware protection. So traditionally, if you were a company, you'd have to buy a server. You have to put the server in a data center. Maybe you'd have the server in your own office, which might be a pretty big risk. You'd have to license Microsoft Exchange. You'd have to license all the users. It used to be very, very complicated. Office 365 simplifies all that and gives you enterprise-class business email at a small business price point. So you get to have your own domain name. It would be set up how it is right now. If you don't have one right now, we could always set one up for you. But everything is very simplified through this Office 365 interface. So in addition to making it easy to share documents and emails with your team structure, you also likely need to do ad hoc sharing internally and externally with partners. So you look at the capabilities here. This is a OneDrive in the cloud. You can click on a document and you can share it. So you can set this link and send it out to customers. You could send it out to internal people, and that way people can edit the document. You could just give them read access to the document, allowing you to share things back and forth with the customers, eliminating the need for things like a Dropbox. So here's another example of how to share something with an external participant. So in addition to making it easy to share documents, you likely also need to share them externally, like we were showing before. So this would be an example of the share interface. So you click on share, click on invite people, type in an email address, put in a little bit of a note, and click out share. You can choose a sign-in or required or not required if you wish. That adds an extra level of management and security to the document. Office 365 is really meant as an all-encompassing solution. So one of the other items that you can do is you could build your own professional website. This is all through a browser. You guys can use templates. You don't need a professional. There's no additional hosting fees. It's just built in. Simple. So I personally like this. This is a enhancement within Excel. So one of the things that makes the document easier to understand is a chart. So Excel has traditionally had many different charting availability options available to you rather. One of the new features is Excel will actually intelligently analyze what the different charts are, what the data sets are, and make recommendations. So you see here now there's not just the All Charts tab, but there's a Recommended Charts tab, and it's going to be recommended based on the data set in the order it thinks is most relevant. So when you highlight this information of the different states, the years, and some dollars, it's going to show you, we think that this is the best chart based on that data set. So Office 365 and the newest versions of the applications can help you act more efficiently. One of the other neat ones is an autofill. So if you've got a single column, for instance, of first and last name in a single column, and then I break out first name and last name, or maybe I've got a full address, and then I break out the different parts of the address in the next columns, I can do a flash fill, and it will actually break apart the entire address based on the pattern formulas recognized in the previous column. It's a cool technical way of explaining. It'll take something like an address and break out state, city, zip code automatically for you, making it really easy to chop apart a list. And maximize your impact. Office 365 gives you the best technology to reach your business goals. It just helps things be more streamlined. It's one interface to manage your users. It's an easy, quick deploy through their portal. And you can manage your service from virtual anywhere. They have mobile applications that you can do this from a mobile phone. You can do it from a web browser. It's very easy to administer. Plus, they have a financially backed guarantee. If they go down, Microsoft will pay you back for it. They have 7x24 IT support for critical issues. And it's Microsoft employees working on the software that they built themselves. So who better to support the platform? The data is automatically backed up to servers around the world, so you're never fully exposed. The spam protection that's on there, again, is bulletproof. It's the same stuff that we use ourselves. So talk a little bit more about the spam and antivirus. The malware protection that's in there, I'm not going to get into the very technical, but it's very customizable to what your needs are. This is just another example of OneDrive. So again, it's a way for you to store your documents in a single spot that's available by everyone. This one also is showing you the most recent modifier of the documents and what their current status is on Skype for Business. And expect business continuity. This is something that I talk to clients often about is, what happens if? And, Office 365 has that question answered from many different angles. 7x24 tech support, financially backed SLAs. So those are important things to consider when looking at a mission-critical platform like something that's going to host your email. And it's enterprise grade. So even if you're, like us, a small business, it's nice to know that it meets the requirements of the big guys. Things like HIPAA, things like ISO, FSMA. All these things are built in to Office 365 from the ground up. And invest in what's next. So grow your business while spending less. Traditionally you'd sink $300-400 into a single copy of Microsoft Office and hold on to it for many years, not taking advantage of the new versions that have feature enhancements. Office 365 is the total opposite. You subscribe to Office 365 and you always get the latest version of Office. You never have to have any of those sunk costs anymore. And reach your business goals with always up-to-date tools. Again, when you're on the Office platform, it eliminates downtime. It eliminates business impact. The updates come automatically. It's not something that has to be managed. It's Office 365 provides these capabilities to you when rolled out correctly, and it's very, very much self-service. It just takes care of it. And again, invest for tomorrow. The lower costs. You look at how Microsoft has designed the platform. They've basically made it so that it's cheaper to do Office 365 even over multiple years than buying the fixed cost. Plus, you get enterprise-grade productivity tools without the enterprise cost. We talked about traditionally Office 365 required you to have a very, very robust back-end. Now Microsoft just provides that to you all as a service. Plus, this frees your IT guys up a bit. You know, if you have an existing IT guy, Office 365 helps them be more productive. They're not having to manage the servers for your email anymore. Microsoft provides that to you. Some blurbs about Office 365. You know, Office 365 gives us all the IT we need, and the best part is we don't have to manage or maintain it. It's all taken care of us. I think that pretty much sums it up in a nutshell. It's IT productivity tools as a service. So to wrap it up, again, you know, Office 365 helps to achieve these four main pillars: work whenever, wherever, reach your customers, maximize your impact, and invest in what's next. So we'd be happy to set up a demonstration for anyone who would like it. Please send me an email or send it as a question, and be happy to do one-on-one questions with you. At this time, I would like to open up the floor to questions. Please submit your questions as through the panel from the webinar, and go from there. Anybody have any questions? Great. Let's see here. Zach asked, can you store files that aren't Microsoft-based, like PDFs or CAD files? Absolutely, Zach. So Office 365 can store any data type you wish. It can store movie files, it can store PDFs, it can store CAD files, even down to the fact that Microsoft even has viewers for things like PDF built in. So if you store a PDF file in OneDrive and access it through the cloud, you can pull it up through the web browser without having to have Adobe active on it. Another question. Paul asked, does the person on the other end need to have Office 365 in order to have the shared editing functionality? They do. So both of you guys need to be signed into Office 365 because you need the functionality of the Microsoft Office application. Jeff asked, what is the cost for the small business, and is that affected by how much storage, OneDrive space may be needed? Currently using 1 terabyte of Dropbox. So the Dropbox model is dependent on two different things. So Dropbox has a business edition and a personal edition. I'd be happy to help you compare that apples to apples, Jeff, offline. But the average cost for Office 365 small business with the full application suite is about $12 per user. Let's see here. Dale asked, how many different people or employees can have access to log in? That's up to you. Every user needs to have a license. There are different licenses based on what the employee's needs are or the business needs. You can do things like just have email, and those are very inexpensive, like $4 a month. But you can scale all the way up to full package, which is about 12. Paul asked, the website builder, is that only available for me to build my own website with, or can I build other people's websites for it too? So you could get people onto Office 365, and you could build other websites on there. Just you have to have them part of your account, that domain part of the account. Another question from Jay. How long does it typically take to start up Office 365? Great question. It depends on how many users you have and if we're migrating data over. Usually the process with good planning and training of the employees might take about 2 weeks. Expeditiously, if there's only a couple of users, it might be something that can be done within about a week or so. But it's very important to have the planning and the training so that the users understand what the transition entails. Katie asked, can any systems, including Mac or Apple computers, be used on Office 365? Absolutely, Katie. So again, you can use Mac, you can use iPads, you can use iPhones, Windows PCs, Android PCs, you could use it Linux in the web browser. You can use it however you wish to use it. So it will work on all of them. So you could even have a Mac. You could even have a Mac and a PC all in the same account, and it would still work on both. Another question asked, can the video conferencing feature be used for events like this one? Absolutely. The reason that we used GoToWebinar on this one is it's more for a webinar format. For video conferencing, BCS actually uses Skype, but the ability to track people when they've signed up, just to collect email addresses, Office 365 does not have. But Office 365 is very good in terms of Skype for Business for collaboration over video. Let's see here. So someone asked about training. Training always seems to be hard because some of us are at the level, are to the. Oh, I think I understand the question. So I think the question asks, how do you train if not everyone's at the same level? So Office 365 is meant to be very, very simple. And as such, we typically teach at a very high level. This is what you need to do to be successful in Office 365. Here's how you check your email. And then sometimes we'll break it up into a second class of, here's the more advanced, excuse me, here's the more advanced course. This will give you guys the ability to have some of your more power users stay a little bit longer, and maybe those power users end up training some of the people internally after the fact or answering their questions for them. We're about out of time. I'd like to keep this on point. I appreciate everyone's joining the webinar. I encourage you to attend the other webinar that we have coming up. That is going to be on Tuesday, March 15th from 12 to 1 p.m. I'll be presenting. The topic is, what is the cloud and how can I help reduce IT costs using it? Thank you very much for attending. Again, if you'd like a personalized demonstration, please shoot me an email. And my contact information is up here on the screen. Thank you very much, and everyone have a good day. Thank you.